Hello guys and welcome to my channel Knowledge Transfer. In today's topic I will be covering what are the basic setups required for accounts payable so that we can use the accounts payable functionality in Oracle Fusion. So let me share it. So these are all the basic setups which we need to perform so that our user or we can be able to access all the AP functionality in Oracle Fusion and create the invoices and make a payment as well. So very first setups is common option for payables and procurement. Here we used to set some mandatory accounts like liability account, cross currency rounding account, whichever the accounts which is mandatory. So without completing this common option, we cannot complete in the payables. Like if you are doing the rapid implementation, you don't need to do the setups for common. But if you are if you are not using rapid implementation and you are creating all the chart of accounts manually, then you need to perform this task. Plus one more thing, rapid implementation can complete the common option only for one business unit, the very first business unit. The next business unit, you need to do it by your own. So let me show you. As I had done the rapid implementation, so all the accounts will be taken from the Excel file only. Man, so search for your business unit, click on save and close. So here we can see these are all the mandatory setups like liabilities, prepayment, conversion rate variance, gain, conversion rate variance loss, discount taken, realized gain distribution, realized loss distribution. So these are all the mandatory accounts. And as I had performed like rapid implementation, it has taken from that Excel file. And let me explain you some more thing like automatic offset. Here we have taken as none, or else we can use primary balancing segment or all segment except natural account also. This topic I will be covering in some next video. It is a separate topics, and this is also a one-time payment. Like let's say without creating a supplier, you want to make a payment. So this is also possible. For that is also a different topic. In here we need to provide a liability account and we need to use a FBDI to make a payment to that particular person. Apart from there, nothing much is over here right now. So save and close. Now the second one is create reference data set. So in order to have our business unit access of our payment terms, we create reference data set. Why? Just because like payment terms cannot be assigned to our business unit directly. We need to assign these payment terms to reference data set, and reference data set we need to assign to our business unit. So if you will see also, the setups will go in this way. Like first we are creating a reference data set, then we are creating a payment terms. Let me add one more thing. Okay, okay, it's there only. So first we are creating a payment reference data set, and then we are creating a payment terms, and that payment terms we are assigning to our reference data set. Once we are done with that, we are assigning reference data set to our business unit. In this way, we are giving access of payment terms to our business unit. So why we are making so complicating over here? We should be getting some access by the Oracle in such a way like we should be assigning payment terms to our business unit directly. Why they are playing with reference data set? We are playing with reference data set is just because let's say we have 10 payment terms. Okay, so if we are creating 10 payment terms for one particular unit and assigning it over there. Okay, so we need to create another 10 payment terms and assign to our different business unit. So what we are doing it over here, like we will be creating 1,000 payment terms also over here, and we are assigning to one reference data set, and that one reference data set we can assign to multiple views. So in this way, the same payment terms we can give the access to all the business unit. So let create one reference data set, or you can use the seeded one as well. There is two seeded reference data set provided by the Oracle, that is common and enterprise. Let me show you. First we will create it, then I will show you. Common and enterprise. These are all the seeded reference data set which is provided by the Oracle. Apart from that, anything is over here, it would be created by some of the user because this is a testing environment. That's the reason. Let me create for us as well. It's a Bell RDS. Bell RDS. Save and close. So we have created our reference data set. Now we'll be creating a payment terms. So before creating a payment terms, let me show you why we create a payment terms. So whenever we get an invoice from a particular supplier, and there would be some payment terms, like let's say supplier might say you can make a payment in 30 days, but if you are making a payment in 10 days, you will be getting a 10% discount. If you are making a payment in 20 days, then you will be getting a 5% discount. And if you are making a payment in 30 days, you won't be getting a single discount as well. So this type of payment terms we can create and assign to our BU. And whenever we are creating an invoice, we can use that particular payment terms which was asked by the supplier. In this way, we can manage payment terms. Let me create one. Let's create one immediate. Means payment should be made immediately. So in this way, installment would be 100% due in 0 days. And here we are not giving any discount. It's just because like you're making an immediate payment, no discount. So let me show you one sample of one more. First, let me assign this Bell. We are assigning to our reference data set, that is Bell reference data set. So we have created a payment terms over here, and we are assigning a reference data set over here in the down area. Save and close. Now let's create one. We will be creating now, let's say Bell net 30. So in this way, we do have 100% okay, 100, okay, 100% due in 30 days, and discount will be, let's say 10% in 5 days and 8% in 10 days. And you can give one more discount as 5% in how many is 30 days or 20 days, let's say. So here I had set in such a way, like let's say if we are making a payment within 5 days, we'll be getting a 10% discount. If you are making a payment in 10 days, then 8% discount. If you are making a payment in 20 days, then 5% discount. And if we are crossing 20 days, means no discount. You need to make a full payment. So we will be assigning to our reference data set, and save and close. But make sure in some of the instance they used to ask like this is the seeded one provided by the Oracle. So we need to assign this as well to our reference data set in order to use it. Payment terms. This is the Oracle default functionality. See, like many whoever is going to be practicing in this instance are practicing, they had assigned their reference data set to these payment terms as well, so that they will so that the system should not throw any error during the time of creation of any invoices. Let me assign my one as well, Bell reference data set. So in this way, we have completed payment terms and assigned to our reference data also. Now we will be giving the access of payment terms to our business unit. So search with manage business unit set assignment. Select the scope. My business unit name is Bell US Business Unit. I will search with Bell. Select the business unit. Save and close. Here we need to search for payables payment terms. Payables. Yeah. Provide your reference data set which you had created. So my reference data set was Bell reference RDS. Selecting that. Save and close. Done. So in this way we have completed. Done. Now invoice option. So in the invoice option, we can tell to the system whether the interest we need to create or not for a particular invoices, whether like invoice grouping should be there or not, or else you want to default a payment terms or not. Let me show you in the system invoice option. And as I had performed, let me show you invoice option. As I had performed rapid implementation, so you can see these all are taken by itself. So yeah, prepayment is also taking by itself, but I want well immediate. Okay, so in this way, if any payment terms will be there, it would be defaulting for prepayment. It will be defaulting as well immediate. In the same way, I want invoice currency as USD, payment currency as USD. It should be defaulted whenever you are creating any invoices or making a payment. You can default a pay group also. Pay group is also a part of a process that we'll be covering in another video. So this is how it looks like. You want approval to be enabled or not, so you can enable the approval over here, and you can set some approval rules so that whenever the invoice will be created, it will be routing for a particular user or any set of user for approval. So this is how it look like, and this is here. Allow document category override, allow adjustment period. Based upon the client requirement, we can enable this, like allow remit to supplier whenever we are using any third party payments. So in this type of checkbox, we will be enabling it. Let's save and close. Next, we have payment option. Payment also, option also is like it will be setting, let's say account for payment. This is also allow override for of supplier side bank account, and account for payment. Yeah, this at payment issue, at payment clearing, at payment issue and clearing means it means how we want to create account. Like let's say during the time of payment issue, or during the time of once the payment has been cleared, or you want in both. Let's say the accounting entry for invoices is expense to liability. Then once we make a payment, liability to cash clearing, and once reconciliation is has been done, cash clearing to cash. Currently, we are following that. That's the reason we have enabled this. So if you will be enabling at payment clearing, so they will skip the accounting which will be generated at the time of payment issue. You can explore it by enabling one time at payment issue and generate the accounting by, and the second time you can enable this checkbox and generate the accounting for exploring purpose. And this is how it look like. This is payment option. Now let me see this all completed. And here we have one of the interesting one is distribution set. So instead of selecting the amount at the time of invoice creation, so with this process you can automate by using the distribution set. Let's say whenever you are creating an invoices, you need to select some distributions line, accounts and all. So we can create a distribution set, and there we can set in such a way like uh, accounts should be pop up automatically, plus amounts should also be segregated. So there are two types of distribution set. The very one is full distribution set, and the next is say hello escalating distribution set. Now, what is the difference between this all? These two. So, in full distribution set, amount and account will be taken automatically. In skeleton distribution set, only the distribution set account will be taken. You need to you will be taken amount you need to type manually. Let me write it over here. Here it will be picking the account and amount both. That's the reason it's a full distribution set, and here it will be picking up only the account, not the amount. Hope I was clear. So let's create one distribution set. Task name is manage distribution set. This okay. So make sure distribution set we are creating at BU level. How we come to know is like we are selecting the BU first. So if you are creating a distribution set for one business unit, you will be using it only for particular business unit. It's not like we do have a reference data set and we will be passing it to all the business unit. So let's give here internet expenses. Here we can give it 100% description internet expenses. Here we can set a account. Okay, why it is not saying? See, remember this screen. Currently we are able to see all the accounts. It is not asking for distribution set. This is the default one, but when I will be setting up distribution set during the time of creation of the invoices, I will be showing you the this page will be changing a bit, and here the new dialog box will be here and as a distribution set. Let me give account internet expenses. Mm, internet expenses, yeah. Let me make 00. And by default, I am getting this code is just because at chart of accounts level, I had enabled some default code combination. That's the reason. That also we can cover in some another video. It's a small topic. It will hardly take 30 to 40 seconds. So we are done with the distribution set also. Save and close. Here is our one. And it is assigned to a value as business unit. Then now what we have distribution set is completed. Procurement agent. So if you want to create create a supplier, we currently we won't be able to create a supplier because we haven't assigned any procurement agent. So until and unless our user is an employee user plus a procurement agent, we won't be able to create a supplier. So I hope let me show you how mostly employee user you are not going to do it. Your security team will be performing that activity. But for this instance, I had created my user as an employee user. Now I'll be showing you how to make a procurement agent also. So just search it over here. Manage procurement. The best part of Oracle is all the tasks will be starting it from the same name. Like if you will be noticing from that time, invoice option, you can search payment terms. So mostly if you can remember all these setups, you can search for any of the tasks. It's like not like an EBS, like it's more complicating and all. You if you can remember this, it's a cakewalk. So procurement agent, here I'll be creating my one. So my BU is Bell BU and our username is Bell. One more thing, until and unless you had converted your user as an employee user, you won't be able to see it over here as an agent. Make sure in future, let's say if you are creating any procurement agent and you are unable to see your user over here, means that that your user is currently not a part of employee user. Then here you can see like manage supplier it's enabled. That's the reason we are making it. Now save and close. We are done with that. So we need to assign supplier manager role to user so that our user would be able to create the supplier. Like currently you can see, let me see, I don't think so I had assigned. No. So I haven't assigned. Let's assign to my user. So for that you need to click on navigator, come to the security console. To get an access of the security console, uh, you would be having a role call as application implementation consultant and IT security manager. Sorry, IT security manager, not application. Application implementation consultant will be giving you the access of setup and maintenance, not security console. Let's add our own supplier. Yep, this is the one. Make sure you are using the ORA one, the seeded one, and it's an abstract role. Means you don't need to give the data access to our BU. So if you don't know what's the meaning, what I have said you right now, data access to our BU, you will be coming to know here. See, here also we are assigning the role to the user, but we are doing directly run LDAP, means synchronization. But here we are performing assign AP role to user, then we are assigning to our BU. So in supplier manager role, we don't need to do the same. So assign it, add role to membership, done, save and close. So we had assigned to our user. Now the next one is run LDAP, means we are synchronizing and we are just telling to the system we had assigned some new rule and all. Please do synchronize so that we should be able to get the access to create a supplier, or else you can ignore that as well. Sometimes it doesn't run. So in that case, what we used to do is we used to sign out and sign in. That is the best option which I had filled till now. So let me show you. So currently we don't have any procurement module role. So go back to the setup and maintenance. Let me show you synchronization first. Initial user, run user roles and synchronization. This is the task. Hopefully it should be routing it in some another page, but why it is not routing? Let me see. Yep, this is the page. And click on submit. There. Now, best advice which I will give you is sign out and sign in, which I used to follow most of the time. It take times. It take times. No, no. So we haven't got that role till now. So let's. I had assign. I had run LDAP as well. So let's keep it as red for now. So this is the task as assign cache manager role to the user, and you can ignore this one actually. This one is not needed. And once we had assigned the cash manager role, we should be able to access the bank branch, bank account, and assign to the. We should be able to create bank branch and account mostly. But as I had assigned some seeded role to my user, cash manager is a part of my that seeded row. So what we will do is we will be directly creating the bank branch account and assign to our view. And once we are done with the perform like creation of this all, we will be coming back to the supplier numbering and supplier profile because it's gonna take time, which I believe. So let's go back. Till then, let's create a bank branch and account. Let's create a branch. Yeah. Metal SBI branch, right? Save and close. And there are some details like address and all that you can do in real-time project. Currently, it's not required. We are done with the creation of branch now. Oh, sorry, bank we have created now. Create a branch. Select this and click on create branch. Well as branch. And here we came up with the routing number. So make sure the routing number we are not giving any dummy routing number or else system will can throw an error which I had seen most of the time. So simple way is search for US routing number, take any one of it, paste it over here, done. Save and close. We are done with the creation of branch also. Now the main one is view branch because we have already created a branch. Now create an account. So let's give a account name as well as VI. Account number you if you're testing any random thing then you can give a dummy accounting number then currency USD. What's your legal entity? If you don't know what does it mean by legal entity, then you can check my previous video. where I had gone through some GL setups, I believe. If no, then you can write in comment. I will be explaining that as well. So legal entity then. Now, in which of the area we are going to use this payables or use this bank account? So firstly, let's give payables because we are performing AP setups. And if you are not enabling the receivables, you won't be able to use the same account while creating a receipt. So let's enable this as well. And as I did my rapid implementation already mentioned, all the account has been picking up from the rapid implementation suite. In here we have active multi-currency account. Multi-currency account we used to enable whenever we do have a requirement, like let's say we are doing uh, our business is in United States, but we are doing the business with India as well. So there is some multi-currency exchange like INR to US, this type of things. In that time, we used to enable this. We are creating a payment with different currency. And next is netting account. So netting bank account is something like, let's say it's a different topic, like same supplier. Same supplier is your customer. So in that way, how you are going to manage it? Like let's say the same supplier is your customer means there is only one person. He is your customer also. He is your supplier also. So he had supplied a good of 1000, and he had taken a service from you for 500. So in this way, why to pay him 1000 first and take him 500? So in we will be settling in our system as we will just be managing in such a way that we are just giving 500. So these type of things can be done with the help of netting account. So here we have payment document. How we are going to make a payment? Let's say we are going to make well check. Format is your standard check. You can select it, the default one. Remember one more thing. Whenever you are selecting it over here, any format, standard check format, you need to assign the same format in your payment process for profile also. Otherwise, it will start throwing an error. Then okay. Here's your one. The check number should start, and you can give here. Then click OK. So we are done with this. Now here we have control. This type of thing is like a manual reconciliation rule. This is a part of a cash management, not AP, so I will not be covering that. Parsi rule set how the system is picking up all the BAI to format. Again, it's a part of cash management, so ignore it. Why we enable pooled account, zero payment account, these all thing. So it's not required right now. Here we have security. I'll just be going briefly like how you want to secure this bank account. Let's say you want in such a way some of the user of your company should be able to access this bank account. So you can enable this and give the user over here. Or you want in such a way like let's say who do have a access of only specific roles, custom role, only that user should be able to access this bank account. This is also achievable with the help of this secure bank account by user and role. Now, next one is business unit. Assign to a particular business unit. For which business unit you have created this bank account? Only one we have. Then click OK, save and close. We are good to go. So we have created a bank account also assigned to our BU. Then now, so we are done with this. And shall I go? Let's go with this payment process profile first, and later we will be going back to supplier and all because currently it hasn't synchronized, which I believe. So Let me give a brief of our payment process profile. It's one of the mandatory setups, you can say, like payment process profile for AP purpose. So let me show you in system. Manage payment. Yeah, let's create one. Here you can see the available functionality which Oracle is providing. Like let's say one create bell PPP code. I will copy the same. And remember, I said one thing like the format should be same, otherwise it will start throwing an error. The standard check format. And here you can say whether it's a electronic or printed one. I will be giving the printed one. Done. Payment system. And this is all like integration type. You can say like electronic payment type. Bills, payables, and all. These all checkbox you can enable based upon the requirement. I cannot go one by one to all the checkbox right now. So mostly for testing you can see this much is enough. Save and close. So you have created a payment process profile also. Now let me check we do got an access of procurement or not, so that I will be able to create my supplier. It's okay. We can assign some more role till then. We'll be assigning AP roles. The seeded AP roles we should assign is these three: accounts payable supervisor, accounts payable specialist, and accounts payable manager. And once we have assigned to our user, we should be assigning that payables role to our business unit also. Let me show you. And on LDAP, open AP period. Let me cover that. Same way, we will be going to security console. Click on user, search for your particular user. Once we are done, edit and assign all the seeded role. Accounts payable. Yeah, accounts payable manager. Make sure you are taking all the ORA one. Accounts payable supervisor and accounts payable specialist. Then good to go. Save and close. So we have assigned to our user. Now give that role access to our view. So for that we have manage data access. Data access for user. This is the task name. Come here, click on add icon. Here you can give you Bell user and accounts payable manager. And why we are getting this business unit? No, it's just because like account AP used to work at BU level. It's not in legal entity level or something level. So Bell accounts payable and give you business unit. Accounts payable manager specialist now. Select specialist. And the last one is supervisor. Save and close. Done. We'll be running a synchronization. Click on submit. Okay. You can check that synchronization also. Sorry. It should be going to the tools and schedule process. It's running. Let's sign out and sign in. Till then we can see our procurement access we have got or not, so that we will be able to create a supplier. Yeah, finally we got it. Procurement. Click on supplier. Create a supplier. Business yes, plan authorize. If you are selecting the prospective, you won't be able to create a supplier site. Click on span authorization, and here you can select corporation. Create. It is taking a bit time. Done. Here we don't have to do anything. Click on address. Mhm. Click on add. Select it. It's US. Let's give the postal code so that everything will be fetching it up easily. It's, it's taking a bit time. Done. Let me give the mandatory field, that is address name. Now, here we have order to remit to. We can enable this so that we will be able to make a purchase order with the supplier and make a payment as well. So it's done. Save and close. Now we need to go with the site. So these type of issues can come when you are testing. So simple solution is like, see, as I had already created a address, but still it is asking me to create an address so that you should be able to create a site. Means something is wrong. Something is wrong is, I will show you. Let's go to the setup and maintenance. Someone had enabled a approval for supplier. So go to offering, action, go to offering, search for procurement. It's there, yeah. Opt-in future over here. It take times in this page. Why I don't know. Like it's quite slow for opt-in futures. But the but some any one of the person would be have enable the approval. So if any of the site would be created, it should be routed for approval or address. Any changes? Let me show you once it open up. Hold a minute. So here we can see, once we have came to the opt-in features for procurement, you can see the supplier. Go to the supplier, go to the features. Why I don't know, but no, this opt-in feature page is very slow. Hmm. So here we have approval internet changes on supplier profile. So just click on here and disable whatever we have. Address, bank account. Yeah, so address was enabled. That's the reason we are getting some issues. Save and close. Click on done. So we are good to go now to create a supplier. So if these issues are coming, or let's say your client requirement is if any of the address would be created for a supplier, it should be routed for the approval. In that case, you can enable this checkbox and create a approval group, or whichever the user want to approve it, create a approval group and assign that group to for approval purpose. So based upon the requirement, mostly client needed actually. Whenever any new bank account should be there, there should be some person should be approved. It takes a lot of time, this page. So we have disabled all the checkbox which was stopping us to create a supplier. Now let's go back and create a supplier. So as we have already created a supplier, so make sure you are searching the supplier this time. Manage supplier, search. You have created, right? It's not there. Yeah, it's there. Bell supplier. Click on edit. Click on address. Address has been removed. It's just because we haven't submitted for the approval. Once we have created the address, and I hope you remember, like the checkbox was enabled for the addresses. So that address is of no use now. We need to create it again. Create it again. Give the country United. Order to remit to. Then save and close. So we have created the addresses. Create a site as well. Give the name it is picking up from. And this checkbox as enable automatically just because we have enable order to remit to. Now click on save invoice. Which currency do you want to do it? You can give it over here. Payment here. Same way. Payment should be made by check. Make it by default because we have given at bank level check. Done. You can create a supplier bank account over here by clicking on the bank account. Create a bank account. Currently, it's not required. Just for purpose. Site assignment, we will be clicking on auto create. We have already given the business unit name it over here. It will be creating automatically in this way. So here we have withholding tax if you are enabling any liability distribution. Yeah. So done, save and close. So we are done with the creation of the supplier also. And this checkbox, this is the warning is just because you have to provide a contact here, but it doesn't require now. Click save and close. It will not stop to create an invoice or make a payment. Done. So we are good to go now. Let's see our AP role had been assigned or not. Accounts payable, payables. No, 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 no. Mhm. Let's so let's mark it. Done, done. This cash manager role doesn't require much, but you can keep it as okay. So we haven't done supplier numbering, right? So let me show you how it look like supplier numbering. Mostly if doesn't require, but you can keep it. This means like what number do you want the suppliers should be generated? Like let's say you want the suppliers should be generated with a number of okay, I'm not getting this. Go on number. Yeah, right. Okay, okay. Maybe the task name is different. Manage supplier numbering or something. Let me remember. It specifies. Okay, so this is the task. Specify supplier numbering. So my supplier numbering has been started with someone for something. It's just because someone has set it over here. You can set your own one like 1000. So the supplier will be starting with the number 1001, 1002, 1003. So based upon your requirement. So we are done with this. This one done. This one actually it's not needed. Let me cut and paste it over here. This one delete it. Doesn't require. We're done. We are done with the creation of bank branch account assigned to BU. Create payment process profile done. Assign AP role to user also done. Assign user role to BU also is done. LDAP is also done. The very last step is we will be opening an AP period. But for that to open an AP period, we should be getting access to payables over here. So currently we are not getting it. Let's sign out, sign in one more time. Payables, yeah. Here we do have a payables right now. Click on invoices. Click it over here. It should be something, yeah. Manage accounting period. Select your primary ledger. It will ask you to open the very first period. Select whichever it's there. You can select it that one. Click on yes. It take times. First time it take times. Then open a target period. My target period is March, April 25. It will take time. Yeah. So we are done with the creation of, we have opened the period till April and the May one is future enterable. Click on done. Done. So finally we have completed all the setups which required for AP. Now let's create an invoice so that you will be getting to know the distribution set also. Let me show you and how it is reacting like. Let's say we will, so this is our business unit, our supplier which we have created. Here we have a invoice number. So let me give INV001 amount, let's say $1. Then we can select our payment terms also. Then line amount is 1. Yeah. So here you can see we have a distribution code combination. We can select it from the here, or you can select it from distribution set here. Internet expenses. See, this one has been freeze. Done. Now click on save. Currently it's not validated. Validate your invoice. Once it is validated, you can create a accounting. Let me do in post to ledger. So the accounting entry it expense to liability. Okay. So expense account will be picking it over here and liability it will be taking up from the common option or the supplier site level. Getting my point? Done. So we are done with the creation. So we have done the basic setups successfully. Now let me show you one payment also of this one. What was where where and how the bank and payment process profile will be coming into the picture. We're creating for Bell supplier side it will be picking up automatically. Okay. Now bank account Bell SBI which we have created. Payment method was check. Payment process profile which we have created. Bell PPP. Remit to doesn't require. Bell check. And we have given the check number as 1 till 99999 something. So that's the reason it is picking up 1. Now you can click it over here to add the invoices for which you want to make a payment. So this is the first invoices. And how system knows like this invoices only need to pick is just because we have given the supplier over here and for this supplier and for this business unit we do have only one invoices. That's the reason it is picking up only one. Click on apply. Click on OK. So we are done. Click on save and close. So we are done with the payment as well. So this is how we do basic setups for accounts payable plus how to create an invoice or how to make a payment. Nothing much. If there is any issues or any confusion, feel free to pin me. And thanks. Hope you like this video and you will be getting some knowledge regarding this. Thank you.